Upgrading characters in Genshin is so expensive. I've stocked up on so many resources over the course of the game's lifespan, I'd forgotten just how bad it really was. Recently I leveled every character I own to 90, and even with the head start of having every character at level 81 beforehand, I went broke, spending over 30 million mora and over 8,000 heroes wits. I was so broke it felt like I'd stepped into a time machine and was transported back to the start of the game. Back then I desperately needed Whopperflower nectar since both of my main carries in Keqing and Ganyu use them for their talents and ascensions. So in an effort to be able to both upgrade my special characters and to feed my crippling addiction to hoarding materials, I decided to farm every single Whopperflower using the interactive map. But back in 1.2 the map looked like this, and there was only 67 Whopperflowers on it. Nowadays in 2025, Genshin's map looks like this, and there are a total of 233 Whopperflowers on it. So today I'm going to be paying homage to my past self by farming every single Whopperflower on the map. And to spice it up a little more, I'm going to be speedrunning it. I also thought it would be fun to track how many resources I have at the start and end of the challenge. So here's a shot of what I'm starting with. Now before the challenge starts, just be warned that I actually forgot to record the first 20 minutes or so of the stream, so I'm going to be a little bit quiet compared to the background music.
Hey, you're not really arresting me.
You have the right to remain silent.
I choose to waive that right.
Welcome, silly goose. I hope you enjoy yourself. Those eyes have seen things.
Yeah.
My strategy for this run was to start in Natlan and work my way backwards. There are only 6 Whopperflowers in the entirety of the Nation of Fire, and all but one are located in the Kodapek Mountains. The heaviest concentration of flowers resides in Liyue and Mondstadt, so I figured I could make quick work of the western edge of the map. I was wrong. Where is this guy? You think he's here? Where is this guy? This pin does not have a description yet. Sick. This looks suspiciously like a puzzle I never did. We're gonna ignore that Whopperflower because I can't find it. As you can tell, the run was off to a swimming start. Most Whopperflowers are going to be hidden in various foliages or just out in the open, neither of which seemed to be the case for this very first one. While it is true that some Whopperflowers are more hidden than others, it's also true that there are non-respawnable enemies. Unfortunately for me, this flower's pin has no description, so I eventually gave up assuming it was a one-time enemy. Since this stream, I've gone back a couple times to see if I was wrong, but I still haven't found the flower, so feel free to correct me if I'm wrong on this or to point out any other Whopperflowers I may have missed that I thought were one time only, since in this video there are going to be a couple more. But for now I moved on to the southeastern side of Natlan. Alright, every single Whopperflower on the map except one, yeah, have a heart attack at 40 because of all the repressed emotions. Like a true American. They're on the breath that I breathe, with every step you'll be on. The second of the flowers was hiding under this thick, feathered, ruffed pheasant. Get him! Whopperflower 1, done. The third flower was a Pyro one hidden under some Ember cores, and since all Whoppers have 75% resistance to their element, I decided to let Aloy take a crack at this one. Watch this. Aloy, get him! You see that? 3,400 damage. And people say Aloy's bad, dude. 3,400 damage on an ultimate. That's crazy. The fourth flower was simply hidden by a sweet flower, and other than the annoyance of it being pyro, I handled it easily. You believe I mentioned this about 5 times before? I'm sorry, it's my favorite game and it's the only game I've ever really played, so I don't have anything to talk about. I'm not actually that interesting. I don't have a lot of things to talk about, okay? Not all of us are German, I'm sorry. You gonna give me? No. Where's this stupid Whopperflower? I gave up on that other Whopperflower, couldn't find it. I was once again unable to find the 5th Whopperflower, and I just want to make it clear I ran over every inch of these spots in excruciating detail, pressing F on every single interactable thing and zooming into the max just to make sure I was on the exact right spot. These Whopperflowers that I missed simply weren't there. Luckily, the 6th Whopperflower was present, hidden amongst a trio of sweet flowers. If you survive this prison, you will know nihilism. I missed my skip. No, I didn't. Be scared of be wary of monsters. They're scared of tiny children. With that flower picked, I moved on to Sumeru's Desert, which has a total of 4 Whopperflowers. On my way to the 7th flower, while rocking out to some banger tunes, I made an embarrassing discovery. like the guitar. There's a chest here. It's been almost a year since I was here and there's just a chest here. Is there a worse feeling in this game than when you fully explore an area and then you come back and there's just a chest sitting right in the open, dude? As I noted at the time, it's doubly embarrassing that I'd left such an easy to spot chest unopened since I literally made a video about exploring this exact region. Let me bleed. In the middle of picking the 8th and 9th Whopperflowers, I finally realized I hadn't started recording yet. God damn it. I forgot to start recording. I'm not the most intelligent person there is in the world. Now that I could finally adjust my audio levels, I went to go find the last of the desert flowers. Instead, I found a different sort of treasure. Don't tell me this is another chest that I had never opened. Yeah, sorry about that. I gotta get rid of that chest before anybody notices. Alright, now where is this flower? Fall into oblivion. I think it should be underground. Oh my god. Really, Mavwika? Well, your whole thing is exploration. You can't climb that? Okay, I can't find this thing at all. It should be almost directly underneath me. Unfortunately, this Whopperflower was also missing, and I didn't have a pinned description, so I just ended up skipping this flower. Dude, this Whopperflower doesn't exist. I don't care what the map says. There's no Whopperflower here. Maybe he's this mint. He wasn't the mint. I'm about to die. Alright, surely you don't one-shot me, right? Get off the wall! Now you want to climb the wall! Are you serious, Mobwika? I hate her. I hate her. I actually hate her. With almost all of the desert Whopperflowers accounted for, I headed into the lush green forests of Sumeru. As you might expect of a literal forest, there is a lot of flowers in here. A total of 40 Whoppers are highlighted on the map. Do you guys think that maybe that lone sugar flower there, or sweet flower, could possibly be what I'm looking for? Yep. Oh, wait. Oh! Monkey. Murder. There's a chest here? Are you kidding me? How many chests have I found already? Imagine a utopia. I would have been devastated. Guys, not only have I missed chests in Sumeru, there's a whole ass time trial right here. Oh, there's a chest over there. Oh. If you're one of those people who gets annoyed when people miss stuff, I have some bad news for you. I ended up playing the liar to check if the flower was in the hidden section and promptly forgot about the chest. I just want you to remember, it's sitting there, completely unopened, like an itch you cannot scratch. You're welcome. I might have killed this Whopperflower. Okay, we're giving up on this Whopperflower, dude. I cannot find him. I hate doing that, but we gotta give up on it. It's taking too much time, and we have a lot of Whopperflowers to kill. Because she made me realize that I really, really like tan lines. And I could have gone my whole life without knowing that information, but unfortunately because of her, now I know it. Irrevocably changed me. I can never go back to not having that information. We wanted her weapon because DPS Baiju is funny. Bring that bass back. Bop, 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 bop. That's the wrong seal. After 2 missing flowers in a row, I hit a hot streak, picking flowers 10 through 18 with ease. 10, 11, 12, and 13 were all disguised as mints, 14, 15, and 16 were a trio of explosive flowers, and 17 and 18 were chilling under a sweet flower. Dead ass? You want to crown Arlecchino because she's really good and you love her a lot. Ew. Could you imagine liking Arlecchino? That's kind of cringe. I don't think, I would never crown Arlecchino, dude. This joke hits better if I would never crown Arlecchino. Ugh. I found number 19 chilling next to some peaches, and as I was weeding out numbers 20 and 21, I realized some of us, more than others, needed to touch some grass of their own. You don't care what she does, skirk your beloved. You know what? I hope you end up hating her. I hope she comes out and you don't like her. You know why? Because I'm simply a malicious person, that's why. It's been years since we've seen Skirk. You guys can't be that down bad. You can't possibly be that down bad for a character that doesn't exist yet. She's gorgeous. Come on. Have some restraint. Have some restraint and self-respect. You guys seen Carlotta in Wuthering Waves? While chopping down 22, 23, and 24, I made some astute observations about various weaknesses a person may have. I wouldn't be caught dead with asthma. Nah, me either. An inhaler? I'd rather die than breathe. You only have mild issues with being sick all the time. That's like saying, you know, I had a mild case of shattering my entire femur. There we are. You're low-key poor, that's why. Well, should have just simply been born into wealth. Lamau? I don't even know if I've ever seen a horse in real life, to be honest. Sumeru's rainforest was actually pretty easy. Almost every single whopperflower was hidden under easy to identify mints and sweet flowers. It only took me about 7 minutes to pick numbers 25 through 35. It was because of this nice, relaxing, easy stretch of the challenge that made me feel comfortable enough saying this. Maybe one day I'll do this again, but instead of collecting every whopperflower, I'll collect every single slime because there's like 1,400 slime. Who knows? Maybe I will do this another time, but with a different mob. Which enemy would you like to see eradicated from the face of Teyvat? I just attract people, you know? I'm like a flower. I'm like a Venus flytrap. I excrete I excrete smells. They actually called me the excretionist in high school. Number 37 through 39 also went smoothly. So smooth, it was boring. So here's a dog. I don't know why he lays like that. It's really cute. The next 3 whopperflowers went down like me on your mom. The only issue being my game getting a bit laggy. Oh, and this other little issue. Good for you. Whoa. There's a time trial right here. After clearing numbers 43, 44, and 45, I ended up skipping the last 2 whopperflowers because I thought they were a part of Liyue. So an hour into the stream, I've weeded out Natlan and Sumeru, only missing 2 whoppers in each region. In total, I found 45 out of 49 of the marked enemies, and with that, I moved on to Fontaine. In total, there are 16 whopperflowers in the nation of the fake and worst Archon. Fontaine was actually the easiest region out of this entire challenge, only taking about 25 minutes to spray raid on all the flowers. Not only were all 14 whopperflowers there, they were quick and easy to find. So easy, I started doing some karaoke. Stop hitting me, I'm a lady. Charm me. I love this song. Let's turn this up. Oh, yeah, okay, apparently I don't know the lyrics that well though.
Whatever it is, it keeps on. 'Cause it ain't hard to forgive when you know what it's like. That's why I'm begging without you. Oh, I'm on it, I want it. Do you seem to call in your eyes? I can't tell if you're here or you're out there.
Dude, I like this song. It's called MD Hurts Like This, and I love it. With all the Fontaine and Whopperflowers safely in my compost bin, that brings the total up to 61 out of 65. Unfortunately, it's about to get a lot worse because we're headed to Chenyu Vale. There are 6 pins, so I foolishly thought that this would be an easy clear. I ran around the coast of Mount Mingyuan, but was only able to find one of the 2 flowers, and the one that was missing was in a completely open area with 0 interactable objects, no underground areas, and no pin description. I even ran around every single inch hoping that it would just pop up randomly, but no such luck. So we're at a total of 62 out of 67. I knew that. Like, I actually just... Why is there a ghost boat here? What the hell? There's somebody rowing a boat. Has that always been a thing? That's crazy. Breaking a couple pots in the river got me number 63 and 64, but the last 2 Whopperflowers had the miasma infestations. I haven't fully explored Chenyu Vale, only doing enough to unlock teleports and regional specialties. At the time, I thought the miasma had respawned and I'd already cleared the Whopperflowers in them beforehand. It wasn't until editing this video later that I went back and checked just to find them sitting there plain as day. So unfortunately this doesn't count, and the official total is 64 out of 71. There are 11 Whopperflowers on Watatsumi Island, and the first 5 are within spitting distance of each other. I picked them easily while discovering my new favorite song. My biology. He says pathology weird and I like it. My biology. Oh, there's a part of me, my biology. I need to like this song. It's actually... Oh, it's biology, not pathology. That's why it sounded funny. After that, a familiar face dropped by. Long time no see and face reveal. Hi, Andromeda. It has been a while. The last time we saw you, we were streaming in Natlan, and you were talking about the bug infestation, the aphid infestation. Did your aphid infestation ever end up resolving itself? I remember. Yeah, I remember things. They all died. Perfect. You know, if you're cold in a house, you just put on more clothes. If you're hot in a house, there's only so much clothes you can take off until you're just taking off skin. I don't want to take off my skin. I like my skin. I have good skin. You can put clothing on when it's cold, but what do you do when it's hot? Shed your skin. Exactly. Exactly. See. Exactly. I feel so seen right now. I feel so understood. I cleared out the final 2 on Watatsumi and headed to grab the 6 on Yashiori Island. This looks like a suspicious flower. How much do I hate myself to do this? No, see, I don't actually hate myself because there's only like 200. You hate specters. Everybody hates specters. It is a universal truth that specters are the worst mob in the game. Who am I farming for? Myself. I thought it would make a fun video. That's it. There's not actually a character I need. But, like, okay. I love Mona, but let's be honest. When's the last time Mona was even remotely viable in anything other than, like, a nuke showcase? Mona's only use nowadays is, like, put her on a team to get a high screenshot number, and that's about it. Mona's not really usable, but she's just not, like, a character. She's just not usable, man. With the first 2 islands cleared out, our total is 81 out of 88. Kannazuka Island has 12 total Whopperflowers, and I found the first 3 easy, but unfortunately another is missing, bringing us to a total of 84 out of 92. I'm really struggling to find this one, because he's supposed to be right there. He's not there. So this one's just not showing up. I'm gonna go take a look on the beach, see if he's there. As I was clearing out numbers 85 through 89, I ended up staging a mini intervention for somebody with a serious problem. Your Mona has constellations, so if you wanted, you could make her a DPS. Bro, stop investing into characters as DPSs that aren't gonna help you. Weren't you just like 2 months ago saying you were having trouble with the Abyss? If you can't clear stuff, that's hurting you. Look, you know, you have an addiction and you need to stop. We all care about you and we don't want to see you hurt yourself. Stop building DPS Baiju. You have to hear it. song's awesome. I finished up Kannazuka Island and headed to Tsurumi, finding a total of 6 more Whopperflowers and missing another 2, bringing us up to 95 out of 105. Okay, somewhere over here there's a Whopperflower. There we are. Oh, there's actually 2. Haunted house. Haunted, haunted house. If you're too scared, get out. Haunted house. No, pig, run away. You're gonna get hurt. Haunted, haunted house.
Everlasting as the moon.
It looks like I got both these Whopperflowers. Looks like these were one-time spawns. You know, Lisa is terrible, right? Lisa's not a very good character. But I've never used her. But I know she's pretty... I've heard she was pretty good. I don't know how long ago that was, though. I like the... Dude, always went hung in Simulated Universe because of Sealy. Oh, yeah? You were really hung in Simulated Universe? That's cool. Oh my god, guys, no, I didn't mean I'm super hung. I meant I want it hunt. Oh my god. So embarrassing. So embarrassing. So embarrassing. I mistyped, I'm tired. A likely story. Next, you're gonna say it's the language barrier. I cleared out 96, 97, and 98 easily, but noticed something a bit peculiar on my way to 99. Do you guys see that? Not only did I miss multiple time trials in Sumeru, there's a time trial over here in Inazuma. It has been 2-3 years since I explored in Inazuma, and there's a time trial right there. That's disgusting, dude. I don't know if you know this, but in college they called me the 2-second gamer. With number 99 cleared out, Tsurumi Island was finished, with Seirai Island up next. Out of the 12 possible flowers, I ended up finding 11, getting tricked by some oddly placed sweet flowers. Which one of you is fake? Wait, neither of those were? The only male characters that are allowed to have reruns are hot male characters. Zhongli, Nuvolette, that's about it. Because Risley is a relatively attractive character. And he only just got his rerun. There's a limit to how far being hot gets you. The Sino slander. It's not slander, it's truth. I know you guys love him, but he's ugly. Maybe Alhaitham? Oh yeah, Alhaitham is relatively attractive too. He hasn't been rerun in forever, dude. Alhaitham had a rerun way more recently than Sino. Yeah, well, there's a reason for that. And the reason is Alhaitham is a more attractive character than Sino. On a quick pit stop to the Moshiri Kara Domain Island for Whopperflower 110, I found a floating hilichurl encampment that I needed to take care of. Doing so easily because, you know, they're hilichurls, then moving on to the final Inazuman stop, Narakumi Island, which housed an additional 10 Whopperflowers. Narakumi Island was quick and easy, but 2 hours into the run and it was easy to see that my fragile psyche was beginning to unravel. Excuse me. I almost choked myself. British people will be like, chew, what a bottle in it? But it doesn't mean just Frina is viable because Frina can't effectively heal and suck off everybody at the same time. For raising, I think I phrased it well. I think I phrased it exactly how I wanted it to be phrased. I chose my words deliberately and very carefully. Sorry, I don't know what that was. That was weird. I hope you all know I don't do anything unless I think it'll be funny. The clip is gonna end up on porn websites. I hope I can pretty confidently say nothing I ever do will end up on a porn website. In total, there were 62 Inazuman Whopperflower pins, and I managed to find 60 of them. So with that, the next stop was Mondstadt. The only ones we couldn't find was this one, these two down here. This one didn't spawn, this one didn't spawn, and this one didn't spawn. I'm thinking some of these may have been one-time spawns. We finished with that. Oh, this, and then these ones didn't spawn either. We now have to move, and then those ones didn't spawn, which was annoying. Move on to Mondstadt. Mondstadt. You personally have very immature humor? Yeah, I know that. The only people who actually find me funny are people who have immature humor. I am turning 23 in a very short amount of time, and I have very immature humor. I know that. I know the only people who find me funny and entertaining are people with similarly low quality humor enjoyers as well. Highbrow humor is overrated anyway. Exactly. Butts are funny. Butts. I saw a clip of somebody walking out of a saloon in like khakis and a t-shirt. He said, "I reckon you ought to suck these balls," and I couldn't stop laughing for like 5 minutes. You have very refined humor, thank you very much. I'm sure you do, Armand. I'm sure you do. There you are. I almost didn't see you. There's a forced fight where you can only use Traveler. This is not fun. You're not having a good time. Is it? Oh, you have to fight with Electro Traveler? Yeah, that would suck. What would be a good element traveler to have solo? I was watching a video of somebody trying to pick up a crawdad or a crab, and it pinched him, and the scream he let out, it was like, it sounded like Mike Wazowski. He's like, ah, you know, like the Mike Wazowski scream. Oh, that was so funny.
And they got really strong pincers. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa.
Mondstadt's flower population was actually very small and not hard to deal with. Including Dragonspine, there are 27 potential spots on the map, and as expected of a starter area, they're really easy to find. Now that's not to say Mondstadt is a bad region or anything. I actually believe the opposite. When the topic of the Hex and Zirkel came up, it reminded me of Mondstadt's potential. When you travel around Mondstadt for the first time, you hear of all these cool characters and locations, but you don't really get to see them. This was just because the game was in its infancy back then, and Hoyo wasn't as experienced with crafting this amazing world we've come to know. I full-heartedly believe that when Mondstadt gets a modern expansion, it'll be bar none the best region in the game. While every nation has gotten better and better in terms of game design, nothing has ever eclipsed the vibes of running around Mondstadt for the first time, especially my first experience with Dvalin's Lair. Your cooking in game equals gourmet dish. Your cooking in real life equals lukewarm ramen. Yo. Okay, if I went on a date and a girl brought me lukewarm ramen, I'd marry her, dude. I picked up the last 3 flowers in Mondstadt before heading to Dragonspine, and just so you know, these 4 whoppers in the stone gates are technically a part of Liyue. While I did manage to weed out 1 flower, the other 3 on the snowy mountain were explicitly one-time enemies as they were guarding a chest. It's me while I'm editing. I totally forgot that the last pin location on the Spiral Abyss is technically a part of Mondstadt. After checking it out, there was no Whopperflower or even any mobs at all, so I'm pretty sure this was another non-respawnable location. I have a pretty solid memory of fighting mobs on the island at the start of the game, and I haven't seen any flowers anytime I fought the Abyss since then, so I'm confident that I didn't miss it. Liyue has the most Whopperflowers out of any single nation with 70 total marks. Okay, hi, so for those of you who are actually paying attention to the numbers, which first off, weird, but whatever. So you may have noticed I did my math wrong. Honestly, I was rechecking my math for like 2 hours, and I'm not sure exactly how I messed it up this bad. The first mistake was me missing this Whopperflower above Vimar village. The second mistake was me being born. So I was editing the footage again, adding in the counter for each Whopperflower, and at this point in the run, I had 161 encounters. Only that one above the village was unchecked, so I honestly have no idea where the error was. I just don't have the patience to redo all the math a 5th time and re-record the voiceover, so just know that from now on, the counter is correct and my voice will be wrong. At this point, I had been streaming for almost 3 hours, and I was headed into the last region, so I started focusing up and talking less. I cleared out the remaining 4 Whopperflowers in the stone gates very easily. 141 was a sweet flower, 142 was a lampgrass, 143 was sitting out in the open, and 144 was another sweet flower by the bridge. Whopperflower 145 in Chingsa village was disguised as a sweet flower by a rope bridge. Wu Wang Hill had Whopperflowers 146 and 147 hidden as part of a sweet flower trio. Unfortunately for them, I have this obsessive urge to click on every single shiny thing in the game, so their disguise was useless. The Guyun Stone Forest Whopperflowers were number 148 through 150, and these ones weren't as chummy with the local flora as the last 2, with all of them being solitary sweet flowers. Although number 150 wasn't the smartest of the bunch, as it was disguised as a flower in the middle of a sandy beach. The chasm housed another 9 whopperflowers, but the interactive map actually only displays 7. There's only one pin here, but there's 3 whopperflowers in location, so maybe the interactive map isn't 100% accurate. I used it for a Silas video. Today, make the most, but I think I am done with today. Think I am done with today. Boom. Ba da da ba da.
Overruled. This is where you fall.
My sneeze fizzled. I hate that.
Laid bare.
Nothing worse than edging a sneeze. I check off another 2 in Lingju Pass, raising my whopperflower count to 161. But yet again, another whopperflower is missing. Okay, this one's also not showing up, so I guess this was one time. 162 and 163 are just chilling in some ruins underneath the northern peak of Mount Tiangheng. I'm not sure exactly what this area is called, but I found 3 more whopperflowers on the southwestern side of the mountain range that encompasses Liyue Pool. And while searching for one of them, I make an interesting discovery. Now I'm just hungry. Wait, do these spiders respawn? I thought they didn't respawn. Chenyu Valley has another 4 whopperflowers, with 167, 168, and 169 hanging out as a trio underground. Feeling bad that number 170 was all alone, I killed the trio to make him feel a little less lonely. Love from India? Oh, well, much love to India? Cat food is just slightly more edible than Burger King. Don't freeze me, don't freeze me, don't freeze me! After expertly dodging that ice flower, I took out the remaining 3 of Huaguang Stone Forest, bringing my kill count to 175. At this point in the run, there's not really anything I can say about the challenge. Everything just looks the same, so enjoy a mini montage.
Overruled. Laid bare.
This one doesn't seem to be spawning either. Four hours later, I'm not quite finished. Okay, you're gonna have to die then. You're gonna be so annoying. The whopperflowers in here. So with Liyue over, I ended up with 213 whopperflower kills. But as I soon realized, I had forgotten the Chasm's mines and Enkanomiya. Since both of those areas are not part of Genshin's overworld, the interactive map treats them as separate pages. What this means for me is that there are more whopperflowers to collect. Luckily though, there's not many. Only 7 in Enkanomiya and 5 in the Chasm. Okay, there's 5 in the Chasm underground. Okay, let's see. How many are in Enkanomiya? 7. Okay, you know what? That's doable. That's doable. Let's go do that, because that is a doable amount. Why the hell am I just farming for them? Because I thought it would be a fun video idea. Sue me to prove to himself that he can. I knew I could. I just didn't realize I'd be stupid enough to try. We all get a masochistic streak every now and then. Exactly. Oh, there you are. There we go. Freeze me again, I dare you, punk. I know what a Decepticon is. I don't know any by name. Like, I know Starscream. I don't really know much about Transformers. We gotta get into the serpent's bowels. Hope you took him to dinner first? Well, if I had, then the bowels would be full. You gotta use your brain. Speaking of brain, I just realized there's no Hydra Whopperflowers. No Hydra Whopperflower, no Anima Whopperflower. I'll take their nectar out to dinner, because that's kind of all that's left of them. I think the world would be a nicer place if every single murderer would take their victim out to dinner afterwards. Can I get a true? You can excuse murder, but you draw the line at being rude.
Witness my rise.
You can excuse murder? As far as I can tell. That's it. All the Whopperflowers in Enkanomiya have been harvested. All the Whopperflowers in the Chasm have been harvested. Every single... Oh, the timer. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. The timer. Oh, I forgot about the timer. Ah, there you go. 4 hours, 2 minutes, and 48 seconds. Fuck. Okay, 4 hours, 2 minutes, and 49 seconds. My thoughts? Pain. Suffering even. Regret? Yes. Also, before I forget, at the start of the challenge I had 1 energy nectar, 207 shimmering nectars, and 2,553 Whopperflower nectars. At world level 9 with 222 Whopperflower kills, I ended up with 68 energy, 529 shimmering, and 3,765 Whopperflower nectars. That's a total of 67, 322, and 1,212 drops respectively. Here's a chart from the Genshin wiki that shows the average drop rate for each different enemy. And this is the drop rate value that I experienced. And when it says the drop mean at reward tier 18, that's referencing the level of the enemy. All you have to know about that is at levels 90 and above, you're getting the full drop rate value. Now, will I ever do this again? No. Never. I may never kill a Whopperflower ever again. That's a lot of meat. Thank you. Not going for sub 4 hours. Oh my. Should I start speedrunning Whopperflower collections? What if I become the first ever Whopperflower speedrunner? If I was gonna start speedrunning killing mobs, I wouldn't do Whopperflowers because there's just not any reason to farm them. If I make this in a video and it does well, we can do it again with a different mob. What would you want to see? Yeah, past me was a bit optimistic. I'm not sure I ever really want to do this again. Unless for some reason you really enjoyed it, this is probably going to be a one-time thing. Like I said in the intro, this was basically just a fun way to make a video and to pay homage to something I did so long ago. But honestly, other than the Whopperflowers that were missing, this was pretty fun. I'm sure if I prep a new map that only has the respawnable spots and try to optimize a path, this could be an unironically fun speedrun. If you want to see something like that, or maybe another attempt with a different mob, be sure to let me know. If you like seeing me do something incredibly time consuming and pointless, I'll have a couple videos in the description for you to check out. This is where I should do the average YouTuber thing and ask you to do a bunch of stuff, but I think this video has long since run its course and I don't want to take up too much of your time, so that's gonna be it. That's all I got for you. As always, thank you for your time and have a wonderful day.
That won't ever change. Yeah, sometimes I'm mad, sometimes I'm okay. Yeah, I know I'll have what I want someday. I need my space now so I can feel nothing. I live this nightmare so